I am at the Great Smoky Mountains in today's video, and I am meeting with some guys again. Of course, another video like this, I'm behind. I got a big trip this summer, so I'm having to be really careful about how much time I take off of work, so I'm always behind catching up with everybody. We got a 4-mile hike to camp. It is already like 6:30, so I got a race before dark. Honestly thought I was going to run in the rain here, but I outran the rain, and hopefully I can get to camp and get set up before we have to deal with any rain this weekend, because they're calling for rain tonight and tomorrow. So yeah, about to spend a couple days on the trail. Hope you follow along and see what kind of adventure we'll get into and what kind of views there is right here in spring in the Smokies, which is a great time to be here, and just enjoy another trip on trail. Okay, so we can go this way, take an old light logging road. We're gonna go up this way and get on the 20-mile loop, which is what we're doing, and experience more time on the trail instead of going up that way on the old logging road. This is based on one of the guys that we're about to find out who I'm meeting up with. So we're gonna go that way, and it's just gorgeous out here so far. I love coming to the Smokies every time, but definitely want to experience the best of the trail as always. We are getting on the 20-mile loop trail, headed that way. Definitely the way we went was better instead of the logging road, because there's a lot of cool creeks across, as I just showed you one of them. And we are headed to campsite 92 tonight, and I think we might be 95 after that tomorrow night. I'll definitely let you know that later. But we're about halfway there. We're gonna go ahead and knock out the rest of this. And I'm getting really hungry already, but man, it's pretty. It is definitely lavish with green stuff already. Spring is definitely here. And I love anytime I'm hiking near a creek, just that sound, especially when you camp near a creek. I don't know if I'll be doing that tonight, but I know all the times I've camped here before in the Smokies, when you can get a site that's beside a creek, it's just awesome to hear that all night. Well, I officially had my first bear encounter in the Smokies. Too bad I didn't get it on video, but I was literally cutting a quarter around a ridge back behind me, you see there, and he must have been right in the bottom of like a ravine going down, and all I could hear was a scatter of leaves like crazy, and then I just see a bear's butt go flying up through the side of a mountain. So yeah, like they say, for the most part, the black bears don't want to be around you, and he sure enough didn't. He hauled tail out of here like a deer. I'm crossing some mud now, but yeah, that really gets your adrenaline pumping really fast. So I had seen a lot of scat around here, so I thought my odds could be good to see a bear, and especially on your own, that's a different experience. But yeah, so I've seen bears before, but never in the Smokies, but I know they're loaded here, so I knew it was going to come one of these trips, but I wish I could have got it on video for you guys. So to continue on in that story, yeah, I was so hyped after. I slipped and fell and like caught myself in my trekking poles and covered my hand in mud. I walked down trail another 100 yards, and I was like, all right, I got to wipe my hand off because it's covered in so much mud. Well, when I went to wipe my hand off, my wedding band went flying off and went down the side of the trail edge, and luckily I was able to eye it and continue to watch it sift through the leaves, and went down there and spent 10 minutes digging in the leaves to find my wedding band, because I'm not going home to tell Rachel that I lost my wedding band the first night. So yeah, safe and sound back on my finger, and we are almost to the guys. All right guys, it is getting dark on me really fast, and I come at this intersection. I'm using Gaia. It looks like that is where we're headed to 92. Should be right up trail right there. Let's hope. Let's go find out because it's getting dark really fast. It's almost 8:30 already. All right, guys. Now I'm having to do a little night hiking because the trails were hard to see, especially when it was already dark, and made the wrong turn, even though Gaia made it look the other way. But then I started zooming in once I got down the trail and realized I went the wrong way. So then I realized this spur to 92 was actually a lot longer than it looked like zoomed out. So yeah, I'm paying for my own mistakes. And I've been doing this for years. So now I'm night hiking in the Smokies, but should be there any minute. One of the guys already pinged me on the Garmin, asking where I was. So yeah, I'm very hungry, like I said earlier, just ready to get to the campsite because I ain't even done my chores yet, and you guys know how that is. So yeah, a little bit of night hiking on my first night in the Smokies. This trip's already been full of adventures. Breakfast this morning. I'm joined by the one and the only Crow.
What's up?
He's on trail with us, and the two other guys, we waiting on them to wake up. So we'll see who we got with us when they finally get up. Next guy showed up. You got a bunch of stuff on camera like that?
What are you doing?
Welcome, Andy Parrish. He had a crown mess up on him,
yeah,
so yeah, that's how he started off his trip so far.
Lovely.
And
no bears chasing me off, but tooth that cracked as soon as you show up in camp. Love that. Love that.
So yeah, so he is our second guy part of this trip. He's the one. Thank you very much, Andy, for planning this trip.
I planned it? I thought you planned it.
Well, I asked to do the trip, and you set us up with a loop to do. So.
Wait, I mapped it? I thought you mapped it.
No, you mapped it.
No, I mapped it.
If I can find somebody else to map it, I'm always going to let him.
I'm supposed to know where we're going today?
I hope. Hey, at least you put it in Gaia, so I know now. Thank God you put it in Gaia, because I wouldn't have figured out that I was going the wrong way last night.
Well, I'm glad you finally made it here, even though it was dark. It's starting to get word. We're going to send out a search party. We're going to make Metro go look for it.
All right, last guy on this group.
Hey, what's
My
up?
Man Metro from Georgia.
What's going on?
Andy.
Yeah.
So we're about to do some time on trail today, ain't we?
That's right.
Good time in the Smokies.
Good show.
Yeah. So late last night, while me and both the Andys were still up hanging out, we heard something fly through camp and almost had a brown tint to it, and we really think it was a deer. And now we see the tracks kind of headed across down through there, and it's hard to tell, like, see if those are hoofs or not. We're pretty sure it was definitely not a bear, and almost you can see it even more right there. But man, he was hauling tail, and I knew it wasn't a bear because it just wasn't black enough. Crow said he's done. He's retiring right here.
Retired.
How much elevation you think we gained in the last mile?
Oh, at least 14,000. Maybe like a half, 3/4 of Everest.
We are struggling. That's the most incline I've done in a long time. We are all burning at the calves. I consider myself to be an in-shape person, but that was absolutely brutal for like 2 miles. What do you think, Crow?
Hey.
On the scale of 1 to 10, how rough was that?
11.3.
Yeah, I have to agree. Maybe possibly a 12. We made it. We're headed up to see the tower there. And yeah, get our breath back. All right, Crow, I'm blaming him. He says it's Shuckstack tower up here, fire tower. Let's go up there and see what we can see. That climb, my friends, is not for the faint of heart. If you're afraid of heights, I don't advise this one, because yeah, I'm usually pretty good and that was sketch for me. But what a view up here. Holy cow. This is freaking awesome. The wind's blowing. Is very cold up here. But I mean, look at that. Holy smokes.
Hey Taylor, you forgot your camera. I'm gonna pick it up and take it to you. You're like 5 miles ahead of me, but I'll bring it to you, I promise.
We just pulled off of the AT. We're turning back, continue the loop, Gregory Bald Trail, headed to Gregory Bald. And you know, this ain't many miles today, but man, it is some brutal miles. These inclines have been absolutely ridiculous. And my calves are very sore, but it's freaking gorgeous up here. Appalachian Mountains at their best, and I just enjoyed it. We just sat and talked to a couple through hikers, and that's always fun to figure out how their journeys are going. So anyways, probably got 3 to 4 miles to knock out. Time to have a little fun at camp and just hang out. Might not look like that's much elevation gain, but that's probably some of the ugliest elevation gain I've ever had to do. How's it feel, Andy? I ain't straight up for like at least 400 or 500 feet. Done a lot of trips over the years. This today is 100% the definition of type 2 fun. If you don't know what type 2 fun is, that means it sucks right now. And you say, man, what an accomplishment later. And I know I'll laugh about it later, but man, I am whooped right now. I've done some easy 15, 20 mile days, and I'm barely in 10 miles right now and struggling. Can't wait to tell you how much the total elevation gain was for the day, but man, Smokies whooping me today. I'm literally about to take a nap inside this ball. I am pooped. But man, a view up here we have seen. All right, guys, we made it to campsite 13. That's right, Andy?
Yeah.
13.
She's been gap.
And we are setting up, getting all our tents put up. I got the X-Mid set up. It's gonna be a sweet spot for a night. And hopefully we can get some water, because we're gonna be in trouble if we don't have water. But Crow's telling us it's a 1/4 mile walk downhill, and I'm tired of going uphill today. So I guess one last time for water. So we're gonna get set up and just hang out and enjoy our evening. Good morning. That is day 3 and a very foggy morning. We are all getting packed up, gonna have some breakfast and go ahead. I think we got like 7 miles head off trail, pretty much all downhill, thank God. And we got a nice tavern we're going to get some lunch at, so everybody's excited about that. But yeah, it's a pretty good night. They said a couple deer walked straight through camp this morning, so yeah, and the first time that's happened. But we're gonna go ahead and have some coffee and breakfast and just enjoy this nice calm morning.
All right, fun fact for yesterday, we climbed, according to Garmin, 349 floors. To put that in perspective, the Empire State Building is 102 floors. So we climbed the Empire State Building 3 times plus.
And I felt every bit of it.
Battery.
All right, guys, we are almost back to the trailhead. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. Comment below if you got questions about this loop or particular things in the Smokies. I feel like I've been here enough to answer a few questions, but definitely just a little heads up about this loop. I've been doing this for years, and this one whooped my tail, and I could definitely put this up there with like straight inclines without switchbacks, which the East Coast is known for, especially on the Appalachian Mountains. They can whoop your tail, and some of the ones we did on this trip were pretty brutal. I want to thank all the guys that joined me on this loop. We had a great time, and just thank y'all for watching, and we will see you next time.